Hey y'all, it's June the 18th, 2018. Y'all, we're just sitting here chilling real quick, because I gotta go to work, in a little while. The stuff that I gotta do before then. Alright, I kind of let this weekend get away from me a little bit. We had that listening party, that album listening party, for those who turned out for that, thank you and God bless you. Appreciate you. You might have liked it, maybe you didn't like it. Alright, it really doesn't matter either way. But we did that. The weekend kind of got away from me. Alright. I wanted to holler at y'all about some developments, for those who want to know out there. Some developments, There's too many to think about, but, I wanted to just talk about one in particular. As far as regarding to Parkland. That Florida, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, Parkland, Nicholas Cruz, the shooting, that situation. I wanted to holler at y'all because we're kind of following that semi-closely here, and there really hasn't been too many developments, not over the past couple of days, not much. Right? Some of y'all might have seen out there, and I do want to address it, is that Zachary Cruz has moved to Virginia. Zachary would be Nicholas's brother, somewhere in Virginia, and he's starting his life anew. And he's created this hotline, and we're going to talk about it a little bit in a second. All right, but like I say, he's doing this, kind of starting his journey over again. And by all means, I wish him the best. To be honest with you, and I wish his endeavors to the best, things of this nature. I don't know him very well, Zachary Cruz, but it looks like he needed a fresh new start, and he got it. All right, and I think that's very good. And I want only good things for him. But with that being said, I do have to mention this, and I'd be remiss if I didn't. All right, the hotline. It's an anti-bullying hotline. I just wanted to talk about it. I'm not for bullying necessarily. A lot of people come to this channel, they're not for bullying. All right. I have to mention, that there is anti-bullying hotlines already. All right. And I'm not trying to be cute about it or anything like that. Those already exist. There's also hotlines for suicide and this and that, prevention. Things of this nature, those exist. There's a number of them. All right. I don't know all of them, but I've heard of them. All right. It's not to cut down Zachary Cruz's attempts. By all means, create another one. Create another hotline. All right. But I do need to mention, a lot of people already know, is that there's situations out here, including in regards with children, that are a little bit too complicated. They're a little bit more complicated than a hotline, to be honest with you. You'd like to think about every child and think, oh man, if they could just get to a phone and reach a hotline, they're going to be peachy. Their lives are going to get turned around. That's not necessarily the case. For a lot of these situations, and I hear about situations all the time, sound like damn nightmares, all right? Like nightmares, all right? Make Nick Cruz's whole life look like a picnic at the beach, all right? Some people have stories that are nightmares and stuff. Some people can't really get out. Some people are held hostage, basically, all right? All around this nation, all around the world, all right? Some people, honestly, the hotline's not going to help them, be honest with you. And they suffer all sort of abuse, and you might call that bullying. And I would agree, that is bullying. It's bad. It does happen behind the scenes, all sort of places. I mean, think about it. All right, a hotline is good. It's all well and good. It's not really gonna change the world, unfortunately. There's a lot of people who are very invested in it, and I'm glad for them and everything. One thing I do have to point out is I'm not sure how it makes you an expert. All right, like I said, I don't want to. It's like, I wish Zachary Cruz the best, all right? I'm not sure what makes him an expert as far as anti-bullying goes. I don't know I don't know what's making sense out of all this. There's money and foundations and this and that. I don't know. I'm going to stay out of it. All right, but like I said, there's far more serious situations. And, I did want to mention, because it is kind of on the news radar right now before I get out of here, that Broward County, which is where Parkland is at, it's a town inside Broward County in Florida. That seems like an interesting place, dude, altogether. I mean, maybe Parkland right there, Parkland, maybe that's affluent, maybe that's very safe. Maybe people feel very comfortable there raising a family. I don't know. Broward County is an interesting place, so I'll tell you what. It's quite interesting. Another one of the rappers, or I don't know, all the rappers or where they're from and this and that, this new age rappers, got killed. The XX Tentacion, he got killed, alright? A lot of people don't know who I'm talking about. XXX Tentacion got killed and stuff like this. Just today, I think, or last night or something. Heard about it, and it's all quite interesting. There's a lot of characters coming out of Broward County. It's a very interesting place. All right, things make national news quite a bit. All right, a lot of people I saw in the entertainment business, rappers out there, this and that. God bless all of them. God bless every one of them. They're coming out, and they were talking about how surprised they were and stuff. And rest in peace for XXX and Tentacion. The thing is, God bless everybody involved. What I want to point out is this. I'm not necessarily surprised. By listening to his music, I'm more surprised that he didn't kill himself, and I'm not joking about it. I'm not making a joke about it. Like, if you heard his music, you'd just be surprised that it wasn't him killing himself. And that's being real. I don't know the guy's stuff. All I've done is listen to some of his music. All right? But, with that being said, there's a lot of violence in and outside of that, rap culture, things of this nature. And Broward County in particular just so happens to be kind of hot on the popular hip-hop scene or whatever across the nation. And the people are talking about people from Broward County a lot and stuff. Those people are wilding out. If you knew XXX Tentacion, that dude's wilding out. He has no hope. He has no guidance. And it's kind of terrible. You see it from the outside and think, dang. It's kind of terrible. These people, they don't have contentment, all right? They don't have peace lots of the times, all right? Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like they're all worked up. They're all worked up for some sort of reason, all right? This guy got shot at. I do want to mention once again, even though it's kind of fallen off the radar for a lot of people, is there's still a certain group of Parkland students, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas students. I don't know how many. I guess like a dozen, maybe a dozen and a half of them still roaming around the country, like on a tour bus. That's what they're doing. God bless them, and I'm not trying to tell them not to do what to do or what to not do, but they're going around the country and they're trying to remind people to vote. All right, as though a huge slaughtering, not to be joking about it, isn't enough to remind people to vote. The thing is, you're reminding people to vote. You're going around the country, you're reminding people to vote. God bless you. Most people just ain't agreeing with you, and that's the problem. It's not that you have to keep reminding them. It's not that they're too lazy or dumb or anything like that. It's that a lot of them don't agree with you, or a lot of them just don't even care what you're saying. Don't even care, all right? Because you can make a law tomorrow, and I know it's kind of debated whether or not they want to ban all guns outright or ban this and that certain gun. Certainly it would make sense to ban only this and that certain gun because you can get shot with any kind of gun, as proven by recent news articles, right? You can get shot with any kind of gun, so you'd have to ban every gun, all right? Let's say you ban every gun tomorrow. Does not matter. People are still going to get shot up. Or I have no idea why XXX Tentacion got shot up. But I do happen to understand that, he got a little bag, a Louis Vuitton bag, snatched up from him and stuff. Would lead you to believe that, just coming from the car dealership and this and that, he just got robbed for all sort of money out that bag. All right, someone felt like his life was not worth it. They took the money. That's what it seemed like happening. It's criminals. Right? Ban all the guys that are still going to come around shooting you, taking all your money, especially if you're going to the dealership with tens of thousands of dollars and stuff like this. And they're probably going to get at you. And there's no amount of laws that come save you from it. Meanwhile, I do want to leave off on this note because I get a lot of static and I get a lot of confusion from people coming out from like the woodwork, here on the internet. Some people will ask kind of weird things and silly things. Like, for example, I'll get people leaving comments and they'll basically be asking me to prove Nick Cruz's innocence. All right, and they don't even realize just how absurd that sounds. They're asking me to prove his innocence. I'm like, well, how prove to them how Nick Cruz is innocent? That doesn't make any sense. I know we're living in a backwards, upside down world and everything like that, but the point is that people have to prove Nick Cruz is guilty, not that he's innocent. I don't have to prove nothing like that. That's not. There's no sort of precedent that means that I have to prove that Nick Cruz is innocent. I have no idea that he's innocent. And at the same time, I gotta let y'all know, I'm all over this case. I want to know. I want to know all the developments. I'm keeping my eyeballs on it, keeping my ears open. All right. I ain't never said that Nick Cruz is innocent, to be honest with you. All right. I did say you might want to get him out of jail. Perhaps he's innocent. It's a possibility that he is. I don't know that he is. But for example, I'm going to leave y'all off on this, man. Imagine Nick Cruz shot 30 people that day. That's bad. That means he's guilty. 34 people were shot, though, that day. Right? I want to know that he shot every last one of those people. I want to know that. Right? I want to know that he pulled off the impossible. I want to know that he got suited up in a gear of armor in less than a minute and whipped out the AR from his bag and just did the impossible. Went shooting up the school for several minutes. Wasn't an eyewitness. He didn't even leave no real evidence necessarily. He done escaped from the school. He blended in. He escaped from the school for about an hour. Went to the Walmart for no reason. Subway for no reason. He knew he was going to get caught. Even though he's a murdering genius, there's still surveillance footage all over that school. He knew he was going to get caught. I don't know why it's his last wish to go to Subway, have a soda pop, something like this. I don't know why it doesn't make no sense. But I want to know for sure. A lot of people don't want to know for sure. A lot of people don't want to know for sure. All right. Meanwhile, they want to debate on which guns we should ban, which guns we shouldn't ban. Most people in the country don't even agree with you. All right, you can have your bus tour and things of this nature, virtue signal all over the dead mainstream media. What used to be the mainstream media, you can do it all you want and stuff. You're not going to get people behind you. It ain't going to happen and stuff, man. It's just the long and short of it. Anyways, I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. There's more developments going down. Speaking in regards to funding different various things, and I'll holler at y'all a little bit later about that and subsequent video. Anyways, I appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all. It's June the 18th, 2018. I appreciate y'all. Holler at y'all a little bit later.